Happy Wednesday. Welcome to day 3 of our confidence module as part of the Zen Your Work in 2020 challenge. Now, if you are not a part of the challenge and you want to find out what the heck this thing is, head over to zenworkplace.com, click the join the community link in the menu. That's going to take you right into my online community, and that's where you're going to be able to find all of the challenge materials. But for those of you who are already participating, I want to talk about today's exercise. Listen, this is something that's going to be deceptively simple. I promise you this is a really, really simple thing to do, but it can be so impactful if you allow it to be. We've already done a couple things around confidence this week. On Monday, I asked you to pick out a confidence role model and to think about why that person is your confidence role model. Yesterday, we talked and had some great suggestions for different advice people have received from mentors, bosses, friends, colleagues, all over the place. The best advice they received about being confident. So many great comments in the group. Definitely make sure you read through them and see what ones work for you. But today we're going to talk about a really simple exercise. And in order to support this, I'm showing you my desktop. This is actually my desktop wallpaper on my computer, and it has just one simple message on it. You are enough. It's something I see every single day, many times throughout the day, and it's just that very simple reminder that I don't need to do anything in order to be confident. I don't need to do anything to earn it. I don't need to do anything to deserve it. I have it by virtue of being exactly who I am right now. See, so many people, they think that, in order to be confident, I have to go and get that next big job and get that fancy title and get the corner office, and then I'm going to show up and be confident at work. Or I have to go out and, achieve this amazing project and get this great result for my company, and then I'm going to be confident. Or maybe it's that I have to gain the respect of my coworkers and really show them my value and prove my worth to the organization. Then I get to show up and be confident. Or maybe some people think I have to lose weight, I have to look a certain way, I have to do my hair in a certain way, I have to have exactly the right outfit by exactly the right designer, look like all those influencers on Instagram. Then I can be confident. Listen, all of that is BS. All of it is BS. You don't need to do anything in order to deserve to feel good about who you are and the value that you bring to your office. In all likelihood, you've probably worked very hard up until this point. You've probably gone to school, you probably have lots of experience, you've done lots of things. You have everything you need. You don't need to do anything else to earn the right to be confident or to feel like you deserve to be confident. You are enough. You are enough just the way you are. Now this, if you allow it to be, is an incredibly powerful idea. That you don't need to prove yourself, you don't need to show up in a different way, you don't need permission from your boss or your CEO or your VP or that guy down the hall who always, blusters in meetings and, beats his chest and takes over the whole meeting with what he wants to talk about. You don't need approval from any of those people. The only person that you need approval from is yourself. You need to allow yourself to embrace this idea that however you are right now, it's absolutely perfect. Wherever you are in your life right now, there is a purpose for you having gone through the things you've gone through, you having learned the things you've learned, and for you to be in the position you are right now. There's purpose for all of this. That's what I believe anyway. Believe that or not, but that doesn't impact this idea that you're perfect exactly where you are. Now, that's not to say, listen, this idea of you are enough, that's not to say that you're a flawless human being. That's not to say you can't make mistakes. That's not to say you can't have missteps or misspeak sometimes. You're not perfect. You're a human being. By very nature of being a human being, you're not going to be perfect. But that doesn't mean that you can't be confident. That doesn't mean that you can't embrace the value that you already have. You are enough. And as evidenced by that, listen, think about all those people that you might think about in your life, or even that confidence role model that you picked out on Monday, and think about if any of them are a perfect human being. The chances are, spoiler alert, no, they're not. But their imperfections do not get in the way of them showing up and trying and giving it their all. or even giving it, a half-assed effort, for lack of a better word. Sometimes we don't need to give 100%. And sometimes there might be reasons that we can't, whether that be self-care, whether that be too much stuff going on. And none of that matters, because none of that should impact your ability to say, I am awesome the way I am. I don't need to prove myself to anyone. I don't need to achieve great things in order to embrace the value that I bring and in order to show up as my fully confident self. You already have it in you. You simply need to access it, just as you are. And so this is a really powerful thing. The only person that you need to get permission from to do it is yourself. And that's usually the hardest person to get permission from. But give it a try. And part of the reason I have this as my wallpaper is that I look at it so many times a day. It's actually over here on my computer monitor. I know it's behind me in the video. It's over here on my computer monitor. I look at it several times a day. And even when I'm not thinking about it, even when I'm not focusing on it, it's still there. And it still registers in my brain every single time I see it, even if I don't think about it consciously. So what I want you to do, or challenge you to do, if you want to take advantage of it, is just Google "you are enough." Just Google it. See all these beautiful images that come up. Make one your wallpaper. You could even go a step further and write it on sticky notes, put it around your office, put it even in different places throughout your home, on your fridge, in the mirror in the bathroom, places where you look multiple times a day. Your brain is going to register this information if it's in front of you, even if you're not looking on it. And that's when it can have that impact. And that impact might happen slowly over time, but every single time it registers, that's something that's going to stick in your brain, and it's going to build on itself. It's kind of like when you're going to the gym. Everyone's going to the gym because it's right after New Year's. I mean, in a few weeks they're going to stop probably. But listen, every single time you go to the gym, it's not as though you achieve perfection in a single workout. It's about making slow little gains every single time. And it's the same with stuff like this. The more you tell yourself you are enough, the more that's going to start to sink in. And it really will lead to changes in how you show up as long as you allow it to. So, really simple exercise for today. But that's what I want you to do. I want you to go find a desktop wallpaper that suits your aesthetic and add it to your computer. Do exactly what I've done here to give yourself a visual cue. If you don't want to do the desktop wallpaper, do the sticky notes. Leave little notes for yourself. That's fine too. But just do something to remind yourself multiple times a day that you don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need to do anything to deserve to be confident. You don't need to earn it. You don't need to have a certain title or a haircut or outfit or get that pat on the back from the boss. You don't need to do any of those things. You have everything you need in you right now to show up as a fully confident human being. You just have to access it. You just have to prime your brain to do it. And then go forth.